Greetings, Boston Celtics fans. In today's video, I bring you a lot of updates, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The game presented a greater balance than expected. The Boston team secured its first win in the opening round by defeating the Orlando team with a score of 103-86. However, caution is needed when analyzing the result. Clearly, this was not one of Boston's best performances during the game. They seemed sluggish for most of the time, from the first to the third quarter. The typical playoff intensity was not present, at least not from every player on the roster. When we look at the statistics, it's worth noting that many numbers showed an improvement in the final quarter. Winning is always a victory, but Boston cannot afford to play this way against Orlando and expect a clean performance. This simply does not hold up, as the team failed to reach the target of 114 points, finishing with 103. On the other hand, the three-point shooting was remarkable, reaching 43%, although this sum was largely the result of contributions from two players who will be mentioned next. Overall, Boston's offensive performance left much to be desired. Let's focus on one of the players returning from an injury. He scored 16 points, grabbed 5 rebounds, and made 2 assists with a shooting percentage of 43%. He wasn't able to convert his three-point attempts, which was expected. While he is not the best long-distance shooter on the team, it's important to note that he is coming back from an injury. If there's anything positive to highlight from this game, it's that he seems to be in excellent shape. He doesn't appear to be playing slowly and doesn't seem to have lost his rhythm. Once the final buzzer sounded, it's clear that the pain in his right knee might become a concern again. However, the adrenaline and the playoff atmosphere made it clear that he was in good sync. The 16 points and 5 rebounds are satisfactory numbers for someone returning from an injury. He hadn't played for more than 2 weeks, so it's gratifying to see that he finally had the opportunity to play and show that he is recovering as we approach the second game. This is where my concerns start regarding another player. He carries high expectations during the NBA playoffs. I recognize that it was only one game, but it is crucial for him to show up in every match. He faces daily criticism, with many questioning his ability to step up in crucial moments. Although he managed a double-double and showed effectiveness in rebounding, the team struggled to rebound collectively. It was good to see him in action, but he only scored 17 points in the final quarter and just 6 until the end of the third. His offensive production was disappointing, and we need him to score points to secure wins against Orlando and other playoff opponents. It may have been just one game, which is understandable, but a 36% shooting percentage and 1 of 8 from three-point attempts is unacceptable. This is a team that needs his skill to make the game flow, score, assist, and rebound. Although he contributed, in some areas he needs to elevate his performance. There is no room for debate here. On the other hand, another player stood out in exemplary fashion. In my view, he was the only one who was consistently productive from start to finish. He understood the importance of the playoff atmosphere. The result would have been much different without the 30 points he scored, with 10 of 18 from the field, totaling 56% shooting and 58% from three-point attempts. Throughout the game, this player set the pace, scoring effectively at all levels and excelling especially in long-distance shooting. The Orlando team is known for having one of the most effective three-point defenses in the NBA, allowing the fewest perimeter shots, but he managed to convert 7 of 12 from 3, which had a significant impact on the final result. Combined with contributions from another player off the bench, this highlighted Boston's team depth. He added 19 points to the total, underscoring how formidable this team can become when everyone performs at a high level. The Boston Celtics dominated the Orlando Magic from start to finish. Considering a player like Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench, the depth of the Celtics roster is evident. When Pritchard scored 19 points along with Derek White's 30 points, it became clear that success depends on contributions that go beyond just a few standout players. Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, and Chris Porzingis' support is crucial. Additionally, Holiday had a significant impact in the third quarter by facilitating plays, making steals, and hitting long-range shots. He really energized the Celtics, who were down by 1 point at halftime. It was a collective effort, though. It seemed that the only player who did not meet expectations was Jason Tatum, although I may be being a bit harsh. It's worth mentioning that Tatum suffered a wrist injury when he hit the back of the rim, resulting in a flagrant foul. After this incident in the third quarter, his wrist was wrapped and he started moving it. Therefore, it will be important to monitor his wrist injury situation, as no one wants to face such a problem. Many remember the previous years when Tatum sprained his ankle during the Eastern Conference Finals. It's clear that he's dealing with some difficulties. Playoffs can unfold in many ways, so monitoring his condition is essential. Despite this, he kept playing, and his performance seemed to improve after the wrist incident. It will be interesting to see how he recovers and how he performs in the next game, as well as how he fails after this game, considering he probably wasn't satisfied with his 17 points. In reality, up until the fourth quarter, he was closer to 10 points. So I ask, how would you rate the Celtics' performance in the first game? A, B, C, D, or F? I invite you to be honest and direct. During halftime, viewers rated the Celtics with an F-. I'm curious to know your opinion on the first game. And before we discuss the Orlando Magic and what Boston needs to do in the second game to avoid making the game close again, let's first address an official ticket sales partnership related to the Celtics. If you want to experience the Boston Celtics live at the TD Garden or in Orlando, consider downloading the app for ticket purchases. You secure the lowest price on tickets and can save significantly on last-minute offers for any sporting event, comedy show, or theater performance. One of the favorite features is the ability to view a panoramic view of your seat through the app before finalizing the purchase, thus avoiding obstructed view seats. You can also take the opportunity to watch various Boston teams playing in your area. It's wise to download this app for your ticket needs for events that require entry. Earlier this week, it was discussed how the Boston Celtics could sweep the Magic. They have 3 more games to accomplish that. The main tasks highlighted in the conversation are stopping Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. That's all that needs to be done. The Orlando Magic doesn't have other players who are truly decisive. Perhaps Cole Anthony could be a factor, but that depends on his playing time and performance, which on this night was not very significant. Banchero scored 37 points, grabbed 11 rebounds, achieving a double-double, and had a shooting percentage above 50% both from the field and three-point line. Holiday's performance was lacking. Cole Anthony could be an alternative, but that depends on the time he spends on the court and how he performs during that time, which on this night was not significant. Banchero had an impressive performance, scoring 36 points, grabbing 11 rebounds, and achieving a double-double with more than 50% shooting from the field and from 3. Holiday's defense against Banchero didn't convince me. While I acknowledge that Holiday has the ability to defend big players, Banchero, who stands 6 feet 10 inches and weighs 250 pounds, managed to overpower him on most plays. I believe the only way to contain Banchero would be to match him up with a more experienced player like Tatum. Tatum has a good track record in man-to-man defense against an athlete like Banchero, who is 6 feet 8 inches and weighs 210 pounds. Facing a player who is 6 feet 10 inches and 250 pounds, who scored 36 points, almost 40, is not an easy task. This becomes even more challenging considering that Banchero is practically the only hope for Orlando to win at least one game against Boston. Analyzing Franz Wagner, who scored 23 points in this game, aligns with his average. Those 23 points were no surprise. He truly excelled in three-point shooting, hitting 1 of 6, giving him a 16% shooting rate and 41% shooting from the field. The situation could have been worse, but it's crucial to guard Banchero or Wagner, and it's unthinkable to allow both to score more than 20 points. That's what could bring problems for Boston. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The Boston Celtics have made a significant move as they continue to strengthen their roster ahead of a crucial postseason push. The franchise has officially announced the signing of Jalen Wilson, a talented and promising forward who is now the newest addition to the Celtics lineup. The 23-year-old arrives with high expectations and brings with him a strong college resume and valuable G League experience. Wilson, who played college basketball at Kansas, made a name for himself as a dynamic scorer and relentless competitor. During his time with the Jayhawks, he played a key role in their success, helping the team secure a national championship in 2022. Known for his physical style, versatility on both ends of the floor, and leadership qualities, Wilson declared for the NBA draft in 2023 and was selected in the second round by the Brooklyn Nets. Since then, he has been working hard to prove his value, primarily playing for the Long Island Nets in the G League, where he impressed with his consistent performances and scoring ability. Now, with a new chapter beginning in Boston, Wilson is looking to contribute immediately to a team that has championship aspirations. The Celtics, who have one of the most talented and deep rosters in the NBA, see Wilson as a valuable asset who can provide energy, rebounding, and scoring off the bench. His arrival adds depth to the wing position and gives head coach Joe Mazzulla another option as the team looks to maintain its momentum heading into the playoffs. While it remains to be seen how many minutes Wilson will log in this veteran-laden squad, his arrival is a clear signal that the Celtics are not resting on their laurels. They are actively preparing for the intensity of the postseason, and every piece matters. For Wilson, this is an opportunity to grow, learn from seasoned stars like Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, and carve out his place in a winning environment. Boston fans will be eager to see what the young forward can bring to the parquet floor at TD Garden. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.